Welcome, Angry Faithful, to What the Hell. Today we're going to talk about a subject that we actually started talking about last week between me and Johnny because one of my coworkers was having one of those come to Jesus moments because he didn't know where he was going to be at. And we're going to talk about men's mental health.
Yes, and it's a subject that doesn't get nearly enough circulation. I mean, it has here lately, or maybe like over the last year or two. But
what's really strange about this is a lot of people. I was just looking up at stuff, sending some fucked off stuff too. But anyways, I found this one video. It was about his chick was saying, it's like, hey, when your man gets off of work, he needs to go from work mindset to home mindset. So don't bombard them like right off the bat. Give them about an hour and everything. I was like, yeah, that's true. If you give me an hour, I'll do anything.
Yeah, easy praise on that one.
Yeah,
I mean, we've seen. I know that I've seen them on TikTok where, you start seeing these videos being put out by female content creators. Where for men. Yeah. I mean, they're going to bat for us. And
yeah,
there are some of them that are like, men, you should what is it? Make your woman's pantyhose run, not her mascara. And then the women, that are posting these videos, they're like, and at the same time, women, we're not getting off easy. You should make your men's dick hard, not their life.
Yes.
And I'm like,
is it that chick with the chest tattoo?
I think there's been a couple of them.
There's this one chick. I started following her like about a year. Let me pull it because I'm actually following her now because she's everything she says. It's really great. The Men's Rights Army. And by I started watching a couple of videos because I'm a man and she was hot. And
right.
Men like tattooed chicks. But anyways, I started actually watching the videos. I was like, oh my God, someone's going on bat for us. It's weird. It makes me feel good that someone's out there that's like, stop fucking around. Stop doing this. We're all doing this. And it was she was like doing step by steps, like, hey, if you actually want to keep this person and everything like that, or like the whole I had a little bit of it, then I put my foot down as fast as possible, is using kids as weapons.
Yeah, and that let me preface what I'm about to go off on here. Okay. I'm in no way, shape, form, or fashion disparaging the family court system. No, let me correct myself. I am. But what we don't hear and what we don't talk about is how the family court system has been weaponized against men.
Oh yeah. And what a lot of people don't understand. I mean, I just recently seen a video of a judge that the mother, while they're doing the court stuff and everything like that, the father was making a lot of money, and the judge was going like verbatim, was like, okay, how much you pay on this? What do you do in this? Okay. So what we're going to do here is because she doesn't have a job, we're going to go ahead and cut some of the fat off and help you out a little bit. And the mother was like, what? I live with my mother free, blah, blah, blah. I was like, well, if
it was that paternity court or divorce court or something like that. Yeah. And it was the same TV show. This woman drug her, the man that was paying child support, and taking care of her daughter into court. onto this TV show. Because he had lost his job and he fell behind on a couple of payments, and she was like, yeah, now you can't see your daughter. And so he goes out. I think he got another job.
Yeah, and it paid like $100,000.
Yeah, it was like,
was very,
his child support went up supposedly. So he wanted to see if that was correct. Well, by the letter of the law, yes. And that was because she wasn't working. She was living at home with her parents, along with their daughter. So he was the sole support, right?
Yeah.
Well, so because now he had regained access to the daughter, she wanted to hurt him and wanted to go in there and challenge the paternity, right? So he has to do a DNA test, and they read the results. It turns out that he's not the daughter. This guy's leveled. This girl is over there cheering.
He's not the
like,
father.
Yes,
He said
yeah,
daughter.
he's not the father, but he thought he was, and you see that a lot, and you don't really hear about things getting reversed or turned back or anything like that. And I completely feel for anybody who has ever had that happen to them. But what we find and what we see happening is, women, and to a degree, even an extent, men who, are initially granted custody, kind of a situation, being given custody, out of the chute, right? So they're using the courts against the other party. And I'm a firm believer in the idea that child support should be for absentee parents, not broken relationships. Because you've got those parents, and I'm not just saying dads, but you've got those parents who are the non-custodial parents, as they're defined by the letter of the law, who are present. They're active. I mean, they do everything that they can as often as they can, spending a lot of their own money when they've got the kids to do things that they wouldn't otherwise normally get to do, or they buy them things like clothes, or, take them out to eat, or, they just try to, be there. And they're being penalized because the money that they do have is coming from a bill that's not getting paid, or from, somewhere else that they've had to cut corners on just to be able to afford to do things with the kids. And I don't know what like they'll have these warrant roundups, like once a year, and they'll go out and they'll go out excuse me, I'm still dealing with this cough, but they'll go out and they'll arrest these people, and then they'll put them in jail, and 9 times out of 10 this person was going to lose their job. So to me, that makes no sense at all. It's like, we're going to put you in jail and you're working, but somehow you're not able to keep up, or, you've missed payments or something like that. So we're going to throw you in jail to where now you can't pay. And then now your arrears is going to go through the roof. Now
that always baffled me.
It does. And it's backwards. It needs to be abolished. That particular, it just needs to go away, because at a certain point, well, at every point, it's counterproductive. It really is, and then on top of that, you're further damaging the employability or the future of the non-custodial parent by putting them in jail. Because when you get arrested, it takes $600 for a court fee to file a motion for expungement.
Yeah.
So no matter what,
no matter what, you're still trying to pay off something that you shouldn't be able to pay off. It's just ridiculous. Even trying to get, like, child support to go down, or just you still have to pay court costs.
Right.
It's like, oh, you're not buying the car, but you're still making a lot of payments on it. I'm like, I don't have that car anymore. It's yours. It's your problem. But anyways, another men's mental health is a lot of the stuff that's going on now with the, I want to say socialist feminists.
Okay, I'm curious now because we've got so many titles, we've got so many monikers. Hold on. Let me see if I can rattle one out here, and I'm sure that it exists somewhere in somebody's transom, in their ulamgata or something. You gators aren't cranky because of a bad tooth, mama. But let me see here. They are a non-aggressive, non-binary, bipolar recovering,
You don't really
part-time alcoholic, audio, sensory, overstimulated, gender fluid attack helicopter.
I thought you were the attack helicopter.
I am, but I'm not binary.
Oh, okay. But I mean, this has been a couple of years. There was this one chick that was on a train, and a guy was like, he had his, and I hate to tell you this, women, if a guy has his legs spread apart, it isn't because we're trying to show our junk. It's because, like you, every once in a while, we want our shit to air out.
Yeah. Okay. So,
but
all right.
But what happened? No, let me finish real quick.
Go ahead.
What this chick did? She saw a guy that had his legs spread out like that, and she poured bleach on his crotch. And I hate to tell you, that shit hurts.
Why did she pour bleach on it?
Because she was being.
Did she view that as an aggressive attack on her?
Yes. A lot of women are doing that now, which it's really weird because it's not just women, it's all facets and everything. If a person that feels that they're getting oppressed or they're angry with the world because they came off their mother's tit way too fucking fast.
It's stories like that really, really drive home the point that Dave Chappelle was trying to make.
Yes.
And while we're on the subject of making jokes about those demographics, now, the National Organization of Women, you would think that at the very least, when they go to these big rallies, conventions, and their banners are hanging all over the place, that at least one of them would know how to operate a fucking iron. That shit looks wrinkled as fuck, man. Not a single homemaker among any of them, and they don't know how to steam drapes. Are you kidding me?
That's so fucking awesome.
They could bleach their pubes. They could bleach their assholes. I mean, with this, they're changing their ringtones. I get it, but they're into, femscaping or, Brazilian waxes, and they'll put themselves through all of this pain. They get the bolt-on tits and all of this other stuff. And not a damn single one of them knows how to fucking run a steamer. Are you kidding me?
I know, right?
And why should I even bother getting these things catered? Because guarantee you at least 50% of them has built a cold cut or a peanut butter sandwich at some point during their lives.
I still like the fact that a lot of these women,
like
that, have you ever
seen
female
listeners have just incredibly either just like lost their minds because they popped a blood vessel in their brain, or they've just like, fuck these dudes, and they just turned us off.
Yeah, most of our demographic is women.
Okay, so now that we've gotten rid of all of them, guys, the rest of the show is dedicated to you.
All three of them.
Yeah, all three of them. But
no. What's really messed up though is, have you ever seen one of those the photos they have up to where these are the women that are upset at all men and everything like that, and you look at the photo of it and you're like, oh, I get it now.
You remember
I
the
know.
Pussy Hat Brigade, right? Where they had like the pink
No,
knitted hats and it looked like labia on top of their head. It
no.
was like when the Honorable Donald J. Trump was running for office, right? And they were talking about, oh, he grabbed pussy, right? Blah blah blah. So they all these pussy hats, right?
Oh,
Anyway, I was going through Twitter today and I was reading all these like liberal actors and actresses as their opinions about the Kyle Rittenhouse verdict. And legitimately, one of the people that follows this particular individual, their profile picture is them sitting there wearing one of these pussy hats. I'm like, wow. This is, oh, it was Mark Ruffalo. He wasn't wearing it, but I was looking at his
Twitter
I was looking
stuff.
at his Twitter stuff. Let me see here. Let's see if I can find it. Okay. So he says, we come together to mourn the lives lost to the same racist system that devalues Black lives and devalued the lives of Anthony and JoJo. We're now giving nicknames to pedophiles and woman beaters.
Yeah.
Right. And he goes, hashtag reimage Kenosha or reimagine Kenosha. Right. I said, you, sir, are educated and I no doubt possess skills of basic deduction. I beg you, sir, to please open your eyes and see the narrative you're helping to push is nothing less than complete garbage. Those felons that died put themselves in that position. And because I can still see his tweet and my response to it tells me that I'm not doing my job because I have not been blocked by Mark Ruffalo yet.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. I'm slipping.
I know. But
anyway, so back to men's mental health here.
There's another thing that we were talking about it too, was the fact that growing up, we're because we are boys or male part, we're
we get
taught
that.
from we have to be tough all the time. I mean, and it's, even on job sites and everything, it's, hey, you should just tough it up and keep on going. I mean, yeah.
And, and there's something kind of neat that, the hymns and Roman, those online ED treatment, pharmacies that are out there now for men's health. Hymns or forhims.com is they offer a personalized online mental health treatment option. $85 a month, and it's completely anonymous. You don't have to go to a doctor's office. You don't have to fill out paperwork per se. You don't have to take time out of your day. You do an online psychiatric evaluation, evidence-backed anxiety and depression medication, and discreet shipping to your door. So you're not having to go to a pharmacy to fill these prescriptions.
Yeah.
Right. It's $85 a month, dude. That's 2 copays. That's not even 2 copays.
No, it's not.
Because psychiatrists or psychologists, those were both considered specialties. And depending on what plan you have, your specialty copays are always going to be like $40, $45 anyway.
Yeah.
So that's an amazing program right there.
Yeah.
And, again, we're not being sponsored by forhims.com, although that would be kind of cool. It's just like, what are you doing tonight? And we reach across the screen and reach over into that fishbowl that's got nothing but like the boner pills in it. Like, I'm taking a road trip, but That got way off the tracks right there. But dude, I mean, $85 a month, man. You know, forhims.com, forhims.com. Check it out. You know, it's not it's not something that is widely advertised, I would think. I haven't, at least I'm not on satellite radio or even terrestrial radio. I haven't heard ads about it. I haven't seen TV commercials about it either. So, I mean, this might be something that's relatively new or, you know, something.
No, I don't think it's new. What I think it is not publicized enough.
Yeah.
A lot of most of your stuff nowadays, the only ads I get nowadays are from podcasts that I listen to.
Really?
Yeah. But or one of the small things that most of those things I think is kind of like a startup, and they haven't gotten like that big, but they get like enough money to pay for small advertisements, and that's where they go to.
Yeah.
But another
thing, but they have June tagged as Men's Mental Health Month, or Men's Health Month, not necessarily restricted to mental health.
Shouldn't that be September?
I know that you're. Oh, sit somewhere. I have my boys with me still, guys. So you know, it's if you're watching us on YouTube, yes, I have a half clothed 10-year-old and a 12-year-old that is laying across the width of the bed looking at his phone, and
Wait,
nothing. I wasn't talking smack.
How old?
I said 12. I said 10. I was talking about your brother. Thank you for actively participating in the conversation. Anyways, so I'm just looking at some numbers here. So the U.S. male population, we're looking at about roughly 151,781,326 guys living in the United States, give or take.
Now you're going to backtrack to the September thing?
You're talking about the end of the regular baseball season. I see what you did there.
Oh, no, I was talking about hunting, but yeah, we should go with that too. Hunting season starts in September.
It does, but you know, that's usually where people go. That's hunting is usually a cathartic activity.
Yeah.
So, but out of the 151 million, 152 million, we'll just round up, say 152 million males that are in the United States. 6 million of us are affected by depression every year. And I think that number might even be a little bit low.
And another thing is we're taught to, when I was saying, you know, tough it out, we're taught to like ball it and everything. And you're surprised that we blow up. I mean, and all psychology stuff that I've read and researched and everything, especially for this, is if you don't talk to anybody. I mean, how therapeutic is it for you to come on here 3 days a week just to talk?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you literally said it was like,
sorry.
And you literally said that this is the best help you've actually gotten for the longest time. Mm-hmm. and you just love it. And a lot of people don't, I mean, a lot of people that don't do that and feel comfortable talking to people and everything like that I try to get on the show, they're always like, my life sucks, this is like, talking about get on the show. Oh, I don't know, man, I get depressed, I don't feel confident. I was like, build it.
Well, here's the dirty truth that nobody wants to acknowledge. Life sucks. Okay, we could say that life's not fair, but it's not fair to everybody. So in fact, it is fair. It's just equally shitty.
Yeah, but it's like I just said,
and I'm not saying, and I'm not trying to downsize or downplay or minimize anybody's issues that they may or may not be going through. But at the same time, you got to look at it. And it's like, what are you doing to help yourself?
Yeah.
I mean, really, when was the last time that you made even the slightest attempt to pull yourselves up by the bootstraps? When's the last time that you reached out to help anybody? Or on the flip side, or where I should have started, is when's the last time you reached out for help?
Yeah.
And because we are far enough into this new century to where there's literally no excuses.
Oh,
None.
no. I mean, we've
got 1 in 5 adults experience a mental health problem each year, and serious mental health or mental illness costs this country $193.2 billion in lost earnings each year. Like,
yeah.
I can't go to work because I can't deal with it. I'm having a bad day or, something. And they either go get themselves checked in, or they stay home for a few days and they get stoned out on Xanax or, whatever it is, and there's 5 major mental health problems that affect men. Depression. Like I said, about 6 million of us suffer from depression every year. There's anxiety, which approximately 19.1 million American adults, and that's male and female, 18 to 54 have an anxiety disorder. 3 million, just slightly over 3 million men have a panic disorder, agoraphobia, which is a fear of wide open spaces, or another phobia. Bipolar disorder. 2.3 million Americans are affected by bipolar disorder, and the equal amount of men and women develop the illness when the age for onset in men is between 16 and 25. You have psychosis and schizophrenia. That affects approximately 3.5 million people in the U.S., and they're diagnosed with schizophrenia. It's one of the leading causes of disability. And 90% of people who are diagnosed with schizophrenia by age 30 are men. And I think, and one last one is actually eating disorders. This is something that I didn't even know. But males account for an estimated 10% of patients with anorexia, bulimia, and an estimated 35% of those with binge eating disorder. Men with eating disorders are less likely to seek professional help than women. Now, like I said earlier, it's the 21st century. We are 21, fixing to be 22 years into this century. Okay. Because when they say
nowadays,
when you say 2000 doesn't count. That's not part of the new millennium.
Yeah.
Okay.
But what's weird thing is nowadays, I hear this a lot of times on the other podcasts and everything that I listen to, is the basic fact that we have online therapy now. And they have it to where if you need someone to talk to and everything, you text the number and you have somebody to talk to. Some of it you had to pay for, but even going with the suicidal prevention that we're both advocate about.
Yeah.
There's numbers that you can call up somebody. It's like, hey, I'm having a bad day. This happened. I think I'm just going to give up.
Yeah.
And you have ways to get help.
Yeah. I mean, like they said, the highest suicide rates in the U.S. are found among Caucasian men over the age of 85. Now, among the elderly, male suicides have been on the rise since 2000. It's the 7th leading cause of death among males, accounting for 2.2% of all male deaths in 2011. And then gender disparity. More than 4 times as many men as women die by suicide in the U.S. In 2010, a total of 38,364 Americans died by suicide, and over 3/4, which is 79%, were men. Sexual orientation, that is a thing. That is a leading cause. Gay, bisexual men are more likely to develop mental health disorders than heterosexual men. But gay males are at an increased rate for suicide attempts, especially before the age of 25. Now, what that stat does not bring up is your transgender. Transgender as a community, they're looking at like a 50% suicide rate.
And it's more or less and this is where it might get kind of shady if you attack us, you attack us. I don't give a fuck, but I don't look at the comments anyways, unless it's like our super fans or people that I know. But it's the men that are transitioning into women. That's the best way I could do it without with the nicest way I could do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't take the Ted 2 approach.
Oh God. I wanted to get caught. I've got a problem. Donnie, what the fuck is this? This says chicks with dicks. I mean, no, that's just dudes with tits. Yeah, no. I'm sorry. Okay. But so I mean, we're looking at
what it is
see,
is
there's our cancel culture joke right there. We just gave him a foot in the door. But with that transgender being at 50%, that's going to skew those numbers for the sexual orientation category through the roof.
And,
okay.
And what it is it's I'm trying to I want to say identity disorder, but and it kind of is. And hey, if it offends you, it offends you. I'm sorry, but I'm not trying to villainize that whole thing or show hatred towards it. I'm just saying, hey, you're transitioning to something that you rather be.
Yeah.
And transition, no matter what, if it's a new job, if it's a new lifestyle, which this is a new lifestyle for some of these people starting out, or if it's something that extends out. One, you're dealing with the fact of it's something new, no matter what it is. Like I said, new job, blah blah blah. New something new in your life, new life change. Always stresses you out. You get a new house. You get a new. You get something new for the house.
Even a happy occasion like getting married is a stressful experience.
Yes, exactly. Or trying to even. You were so stressed out just trying to
propose. Yeah, exactly.
Get the ball rolling, and you're like, fuck, this is gonna suck. She said yes. We all knew she was gonna say yes.
Well, we all knew that. Yeah, I mean,
I was like, I literally had to tell you that you were like, oh man, what if she says no? I wouldn't.
I did say
no,
that to you. I did say that to you. I'm like, dude, what if she says no? And she asked me that. She goes, what would you have done if I'd have said no? I said, well, the rest of this trip would have been real awkward. But
I was like, motherfucker, I would have said yes.
Well, I mean,
it's one of those.
I am good looking, but
it's one of those things that a lot of people don't like the idea that comedy is really the best treatment, even though a lot of people get offended with it.
It
nowadays.
Is an incredibly wonderful coping mechanism. Where people get twisted up and sideways is the fact that they can't deal with people's version of humor, like yours and I's and a majority of the veteran and law enforcement community. It's dark. It's so spicy,
But you get into my type of humor and everybody's looking at you strange. Like that have you ever, well, we won't get into the dark one, but I sent you the one where the cops pull over the guy looking for the little girl.
Yeah. Oh, there's the little girl. Yeah, no, I've seen that one before.
Yeah.
But we get into risk factors. People are talking about the risk factors. You know what? Pause for just a second. I got to have a dad moment.
Hold on.
No. Don't pause it. Don't pause it. I'm recording an episode. I'm letting you stay in here while I do it. So I'm going to ask you one time. Be quiet, be still, or something that you value will get taken away for the remainder of the time that you are here with me. Do you understand? Do you understand? This stuff? Yes. Okay.
All right.
So, see, guys, it's possible to be a dad without having to raise your voice or throw kids halfway across the zip code. Anyway, so we're talking about risk factors.
Yeah, I watched a video just recently, a guy that was working on power lines. And I'm not talking like, oh, he's working on a power line and all he has to do is go up and go down. No, this motherfucker had to be dropped off by a helicopter
Oh yeah.
worked
The high
on it,
voltage delivery
then
lines. Yeah.
yeah.
They have to wear
And
chainmail
get
suits.
back, and get back on the helicopter. And it's, what was it, like 6 to 7 stories up?
Yeah, those high-rise power lines that you see sprawling across the countryside, where they have to cut swaths through wooded area just to make clearance for these towers.
Yeah.
But we've got these risk factors out there. Social isolation. Again, social isolation can come from a number of different things, like losing a job, being arrested, or a divorce, some kind of public ostracization that occurs.
Or even if you have a drinking problem, you don't want to drink anymore.
That too. But
I've had that
but
problem.
Substance abuse,
yeah,
unemployment, military related trauma, genetic predisposition, other mood disorders put individuals at higher risk for suicide. Now, they're talking about substance abuse, and we're talking about alcohol dependency. So approximately 1 in 5 men develop alcohol dependency during their lives. Gay and bisexual men, homosexual men are more likely to have higher rates of substance abuse than heterosexual men. And again, that's because of the chosen lifestyle. Because while some gay men have an amazing sense of style, they have an incredibly hate-filled lifestyle.
Yeah,
they really do. And I've known a handful. I say a handful. I've known a few people that were openly gay, and you could tell, like, they do have moments of like genuine joy in their lives, but for the most part, when they're behind closed doors, they are absolutely miserable.
Oh yeah.
And those, what attributes to that, I'm not an expert. I'm not gay. I'm very proudly straight.
Well, what I really,
so, I mean, I can't comment on it because, one, I don't have all of the facts. I don't have all of that information. But now, with military veterans, specifically males, now the female veteran society out there, community, they have got a litany of factors that work against them as well. And some of those are brought on by men. So the women, I respect the hell out of military veteran, female vets. I really do, because they went out and they did what they needed to do. Why is I, for whatever reason. Okay, great. Awesome. All right. So,
what happened?
Did you hear like the little sound that my computer makes whenever I plug it in?
Yeah. Oh yeah. You hit the plug or something?
Yeah, I guess so. Because, oh well, I've got a full battery, but anyways, digress.
I still can't believe they're doing a sequel to that.
To what?
Tiger King 2.
Oh, yeah. But regardless of their form of service, men experience nearly twice the rate of alcohol and drug abuse as women do.
Yeah.
Again, women, I understand your plight as well. I understand that you have a dog in that hunt. And we will have an episode where we address the female side of it. And we're going to have to find a female vet and have them come onto the show. So that way we can have.
No, we're going to have a female vet that, I can talk to Shannon. See, Shannon do
so
it.
we can get that squared away for a later day.
Yeah.
But
even Mike's wife.
Yeah, Tasha, we can have her on the show.
Yeah,
because Mike can come on and be like, well, how do you deal with it? And she can go into how she deals with it and how Mike has been there for that part of the journey. But yeah, we'll
awesome.
Yeah. So what we could do, but famous athletes with mental illnesses as well. Like Terry Bradshaw, quarterback for the Steelers. He's on Fox NFL now.
Yeah.
Suffered frequent panic attacks after games. He was diagnosed with clinical depression back in the late 90s.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Brandon Marshall, during his time as a wide receiver for the Miami Dolphins, he announced his diagnosis of borderline personality disorder, or BPD. He spent 3 months of intensive treatment at a clean hospital in Belmont, Massachusetts, where he used dialectical behavior therapy to work on emotion regulation. Larry Sanders used to be the center for the Milwaukee Bucks. He left the NBA to spend time addressing his mental health issues, which including anxiety and depression. Jim Pearsall played 20 years of Major League Baseball. During his rookie season in 52, he suffered a breakdown leading to a diagnosis of bipolar disorder, then called manic depression. Keelong Dooling, which was NBA, he was 2012, he had a breakdown, and it was his lowest point and prompted his recovery process. He suffers from PTSD from years of repressed memories of sexual abuse as a child. And since leaving the NBA, he's become an advocate for sexual abuse victims. And even here in Texas, Earl Campbell, Hall of Fame running back for the Houston Oilers back in the day. 1989, he was diagnosed with panic and anxiety disorder, reveals his struggles with mental illnesses in his autobiography, which was published in 99. So, I mean, everybody is susceptible to it. It doesn't matter what walk of life you come from, what demographic you come from, what your ethnicity is, what you do for a living, how much money you make. It does not matter. And they say that there's a science to the mental health portion of it. Low levels of testosterone, and they're correlated with depression, stress, mood swings, especially among older men. I mean, and of course we know that there's a reluctance to talk because there's social norms that we're dealing with and downplaying the symptoms because we can't look like we're weak in front of other people, especially the women in our lives. Or if you're part of that LGBTQ group, you can't look weak in front of your partner.
Yeah.
Because, I have to put on the face of the strong one, but, so, I mean, there's a really great website, and I'll shoot you the link for this real quick. It's www.mentalhealthamerica.net. Let me
I'm gonna make sure it shows up on not my phone.
No, hold on. Let me just do this.
But while you're doing that,
Yeah, I just sent it over there to you. So
yeah,
but
another thing that we needed to address and everything is the people that have men that have like physical defects.
Yeah, whether they be from genetics or whether it be through like battlefield trauma or trauma of any kind. Yeah, I mean, look, I mean, I get it. And I'm going to address specifically the military guys here. I get it. You were born, all your fingers and toes, no extra holes. I mean, everything was working the way that it was supposed to. Most of you probably played high school sports. Some of you even played college sports. And then you enter the military, either through the need to pay for college or just your obligation to serve or, what have you, whatever your reasoning is. You chose to leave the civilian world behind. You joined the military. You get sent overseas. And something that was completely outside the realm of your control happens. And your body is now permanently affected, whether it's a lost limb or it's some kind of internal damage like a ruptured disc or a traumatic brain injury or CTE, something along those lines. Okay. To where you are no longer mint condition. Okay. You now have an injury that is going to be with you for the rest of your life. And there's a lot of guys out there that are not able to process that because the last thing that a lot of them even remember is they step on a pressure plate where an IED went off, where they heard the crack of that round coming in. The next thing you know, they wake up in a field hospital being told that they're being transported to Germany and then make their way on to Bethesda, there in Washington. or whatever it is that the hospital is that's, at their home post. And a lot of these guys have multiple surgeries in their future. A lot of these guys are looking at, there's a possibility that they could return to active duty. And then
Well,
there's a lot of them, that are being told, we're going to get you squared away, going to get your body stabilized to the point where we can get you through some physical therapy, and then you're being medically retired.
yeah. Well, there's also like you remember the guy that got blown up in Bosnia during that coup and everything?
Mm-hmm.
He's still going through surgery.
Yeah.
That was what, 2013?
In Bosnia? No, God, no. Bosnia. I want to say Bosnia happened back in like 95, bro. Honestly, 93 through 95.
That Bosnia.
Yeah, Bosnia. Bosnia,
No, no, no.
Herzegovina.
No,
Serbia.
no, no, no. 13 hours.
Oh, Benghazi?
Oh, Benghazi. God damn it, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, Benghazi. Yeah, he rejoined the Marine Corps to get the health care.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, but
It was
this is,
2012.
yeah, I was gonna say that was like 2012, something along those lines. But um, let me see here. There is hopkinsmedicine.org. This is John Hopkins Medicine's website. Um,
I mean,
this is
Josh
an estimated
Hopson.
20%, 26% of Americans ages 18 and older, about 1 in 4 adults, suffers from a diagnosable mental disorder in a given year. Many people who suffer from more than one mental disorder at a given time, in particular, depressive illnesses tend to co-occur with substance abuse and anxiety disorders. But approximately 9.5 of American adults ages 18 and over will suffer from a depressive illness. We're talking about major depression, bipolar disorder, dysmethia, dysthymia. Yeah. Okay. Whatever. I'm going to look that up. But each year, women are nearly twice as likely to suffer from major depression than men. However, men and women are equally likely to develop bipolar disorder. So, that one's kind of, it doesn't care where you come from, kind of thing. Major depression can develop at any age, but the average age is for onset is in their mid-20s. It says bipolar disorder, which affects approximately 2.6% of Americans 18 and older in a given year. The average age for onset for the first manic episode is during your early 20s. So, this is like many people commit suicide of a diagnosable mental disorder, most commonly depressive disorder or substance abuse disorder. 4 times as many men than women commit suicide. However, women attempt suicide more often than men. So I think what they're trying to say there is that, well, yes, plainly spoken, women do attempt it more. Either they attempt it and back out, or they attempt it and fail. Whereas men, commit. I mean, they go all the way through, because men are put into that box, that construct of society that says you're broken, you don't have a place in this world anymore, you serve no purpose. And and especially with our military guys, our law enforcement, our first responders, you get them out there and you take that identity away from them. You tell them that they don't have a mission anymore. You tell them that they don't have a purpose after doing something that they have wanted to either do all their entire lives, or something that they have trained a majority of their adult life to do. Now, suddenly it's gone. Okay. Suddenly it's gone. You're being told you're not a warrior anymore. There's no enemy for you to fight. you have taken the purpose completely out of that person's life.
Yeah, a lot of people from military background, once they get away from that military environment,
Yeah.
they really don't know what to do because it's always even my dad when he retired, he was in that mindset like I have a plan, I'm going to do it this way, and that plan shit the bed as soon as he got in. He's like, I don't know what to do now, and being this is when I was a teenager when he got fired from the job that he first got when he was out of the military. He's like, I don't know what to do. And that's just heartbreaking to the point where you finally realize of the fact that fucking life sucks. But
Yeah.
it's the same thing. I mean, I've always seen these things like prop up. It's like I had a senior master sergeant like drop down crying in front of me because he was about to retire and he didn't know what to do with his life.
Yeah. You know, but we have resources out there.
Or there was another story. I'm sorry. There was another story where a tech sergeant retired and he literally didn't do anything other than drink himself to death. I mean, he lasted about 6 months.
Yeah. But you know, I mean, there's literally, I mean,
there's always
I could
avenues.
probably, yeah. I mean, I could count on, I don't know,
All your fingers or toes, really,
well,
of how many avenues there are to.
yeah. I mean, the number of resources that we've got out there for mental health, especially for men, I mean, there are too many to count.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got your National Suicide Hotline. The VA's got its own. Plus, I mean, we're talking about battle buddies that you served in the Army, where they served in the military in general. It's not just an Army thing. But law enforcement, they've got the same thing. They've got, you know, law enforcement professionals or, you know, retired professionals that are there. And that's all that they do. You know, we've got groups like the Rally Project out there, Enduring Warrior. I mean, just there's so many options. There's so many avenues. There's so many uh, uh, angles of reproach. I mean,
Yeah.
you could attack this thing from so many different angles.
And what's really sad is we've only helped out like how many charity groups have we done so far? And we got like
there's
pretty
been like
much
two or
backlog.
three. Yeah, but
We've
two or
we've
three.
only we did
We did
Enduring Warrior.
yeah, Enduring Warrior.
We
We
did Rally
partnered with
Point.
Rally Project for a minute, and then that was Base Camp Lindsay.
Yeah.
Here
No, there's
locally.
more because I just did one, so there's 4.
Yeah, with the Vet Fest people, yeah.
Yeah.
But with, you know, the point is that we've got enough guys out there that are going through these problems, going through these issues. You know, while they may feel like that problem is unique to themselves,
Which it is at times.
it is
Themselves, but
unique to themselves. But when you look at the overall, you know, part of it, I mean, we're looking at. I mean, okay, so you approach it from like the angle of a relationship, like say your marriage is falling apart. While the problems that you are going through are unique to yourselves, the problem itself is way more common than you think.
yeah.
You know, one party of the marriage gives up on the other, you know, whether it's, you know, somebody's dealing with the mental health and the other person's just not interested enough because either they're A, going through their own stuff, or B, they've lost interest in you as a human being. And they've 9 times out of 10, when that occurs, they've already found a pony and they've cut them from the herd. You know, and they're just sizing them up for how big of a saddle they need to start riding that pony. But that's an entirely different thing.
Yeah, that's a different conversation.
Yeah, it's a different conversation. Now,
we should do. Hold on. We should really do one on cheaters. I mean, you've already gone through the divorce, right? It's following us, right?
Yeah, but you know what, man?
Or you don't want to get into that?
I really don't want to get into that.
Okay.
I don't.
Oh.
And
I'll do it with somebody else.
And here's the thing. No, and here's the reason why. I mean, addressing the subject in infidelity, that's one thing. And for the most part, that's something that, I mean, it's
a touchy subject for you.
it
I
is,
accept
but
that.
at a lot of times, that's just a can of worms that doesn't need to be reopened.
Yeah. Okay.
You
I
know,
got you.
and because to bounce back from something like that, that is an incredibly hard process. Okay. Because the first question that anybody that ever gets cheated on gets asked, or not gets asked, but asks themselves is, why wasn't I enough?
That's true.
And when you have to ask yourself that question, and I'm not sure if you've experienced that or not, but when you ask yourself that question, that demolishes any idea of a foundation that you've had about yourself, because it destroys your self-worth.
Yeah.
And it takes an incredibly long time to come back from that. And then, even then, unless you get incredibly lucky and you find that one human being on this entire planet that God made specifically for you, you are going to have the hardest time trusting anybody ever.
Yeah.
And I mean, at 100%. And that is not fair to anybody else. And I'm not saying that it can't be done, because it can be done. But I really, I don't think that that's a subject that we as Angry Meat Productions need to address. I don't think that I don't think that it's too taboo of a subject. I just think that it's one that's one of those subjects. We have a hard enough time as it is staying on track. When we dedicate an episode to a specific subject, I mean, I think that we've done a remarkable job this time. We've only
Oh
jumped
yeah.
off the track a
Well,
couple of times.
it's something that we both believe in.
Yeah, it is something that we both believe in, but that we would become incredibly prone to our dark sense of fucked up humor coming in there. And the entire episode would just be a counseling session where we're both trying to cope with it somehow.
Yeah.
And I,
We, we no, dude.
the
I just had
message,
this.
the message, or the subject matter of the episode would be completely washed out.
No, it would be like I kind of want to do, like, if we actually do if maybe one day we do something like it, or do something like it. We do like a fight club little in uh part where
You punch me in the ear, I promise you, I'm not going to be
no,
like,
no,
what the
no,
fuck?
no, no, no,
I'm
no.
coming
That's not
after
what
you.
I'm talking about. I'm talking about when he was showing a children film, and he had like a
Bro, no,
little
and he
cut.
spliced in that one frame.
But instead of doing that, hear me
I
out.
swear to
Hear me out.
God, if you put a blurred out dick at the end of this episode, I'm done. Dude,
No,
I'm
no, no.
done.
Hear me out. Hear me out. And then what we have is during the
Such a
episode we're
ass.
talking about, you just see me and you, like, or just one of us, like, crying in a corner and everything, and just like 1 second you're like, what was that?
David, I'm putting you on notice now. If there is a blurred out dick that lasts a frame
I'm
or
not gonna
longer
do that.
at the end of this episode, if you do that for our YouTube channel, I'll pat you on the back, and I will make a statement and post it on the channel. I'll be like, it was fun, it was real, and at times it was real fun. But no, we are going to be canceled very soon.
But
Oh
not
my
for that,
God.
because I won't do that.
They will delete the shit out of our channel.
No, no, no.
All it's going to take is one person to go, there's a pixelated penis at the end of their episode.
No, not even that. It's like
what?
where you're watching. No, the way he did it though, he cut it like in between the show. So you're watching, and it's like, bloop.
Please, no pixelated penises.
I'm not gonna do the pixelated penis. Although,
don't do the full. Don't. Because now people are going to slow it back, and they're going to be like, frame by frame by frame by frame by frame. If you're going to do something like that, you're going to sneak in a 1 frame shot. do it where like Snoop Dogg is
I might do.
spooning with Martha Stewart.
Yeah.
You know?
But no, I was like
those
that.
two, those two,
Yeah, I did.
I honestly think that Snoop Dogg and Martha Stewart are probably soulmates.
They probably are.
They
They
probably
get
are.
along a lot. No, it's like me showing off the Christmas tree.
Oh my God, dude. Today I saw the most awesome Christmas tree picture. And I sent it to my future stepson. I was like, hey, dude, next year in the upstairs game room, this is going to happen, right? It's a Sithmas tree. The
Oh, I've
tree
seen one of
is
those. Yeah.
where it's all it's a black Christmas tree, or it's a green Christmas tree, doesn't
Yeah.
matter. All red lights. Got Darth Vader's helmet as the topper, and the cape is behind it.
Yeah. No, did you
Dude.
see? Do you remember that one photo I sent with the Christmas tree? It's been a
No.
while. I just sent you a photo of it.
Oh God. It says David Dickerman, one image. Oh yes, I've seen that one. I've seen that one. You know how TikTok or how Facebook has got like those like TikTok-esque videos on in
No,
your
it's
timeline
TikTok.
now?
It's
Yeah, well, it
TikTok
is
now.
TikTok, but
Yeah.
there was one lady was at the veterinarian, and they had given their dog they taken their Rottweiler in because the Rottweiler had something stuck in their stomach, and so they were going to try to do this kaopectate kind of a thing to make the dog throw up. So this Rottweiler, he opens up his jaws and he starts throwing up. The Roddy threw up the woman's vibrator.
The whole thing, or was it one of those eggs?
No, nope. It was the one where it's got the bulb on the end for the insertion portion of it, and then it's got the little rabbit with the flicky ears on it for the clitoral stimulation. The Roddy swallowed the thing whole. And when the
I'm
nurses,
impressed.
when the veterinarian assistants realized what it was this dog threw up, they were like, "Yeah, we're walking away now."
I'm fucking impressed.
Okay.
I guess we now know that a Rottweiler can swallow. Well, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Exactly.
And it wasn't like a small one, or was it like one of those?
It was the full size. Now, it wasn't one of these novelty items where the women try to like partake in real life hentai, but
Yeah.
you know, I mean, it didn't look like it didn't look like a Kaluthu's tentacle or anything like that.
It was average.
It was your basic run of the mill pink vibrating dildo.
Damn, that's fucking impressive.
Right?
Well, Rottweilers can dislocate their jaw, right? Because that's the only way I can think of it. I mean, those things are huge.
When you throw up, you involuntarily dislocate your jaw.
Oh yeah, that's right. But still, fuck.
Yeah.
God damn.
But
that's fucking impressive.
Yeah. So, but getting back to our subject here, men,
how is that fucking real?
Reach out, get help. Don't be afraid to talk. Don't be afraid to ask to talk. I mean, if your friends are sitting there judging you either to your face or behind your back, then you need to go out and find new friends. But there's people out there. So unlike Jeffrey Epstein, do not actually go out and hang yourself. Okay. Because this is a problem that is a very real problem, and we need to combat it.
Yeah. It's like me and you bantering and everything. I mean, half the time, most of the people say is like, "Oh, you guys hate each other." No, we fucking love each other.
Oh God, yeah, no. Even if we get slightly irritated with each other, I mean, it's just like we'll just make a really dicked up joke about it, and then we'll move on.
Yeah,
but that's just because that's the way you and I operated. But
yeah,
you know, it for the. I'm just like I'm. It blows
like when
my
I make
mind. Like we read these articles where we lost another brother, we lost another warrior, you know,
yeah,
and I'm like, it's so senseless.
Yeah.
And I get sometimes the demons, and I get that sometimes the ghosts and the voices in your head just get to be too loud and too overwhelming. And you're tired of living in pain. You're tired of dealing with the inability to feel anything else except that pain. And your tolerances for these different substances, whether they be drugs or alcohol, goes up. And then just to achieve the same kind of temporary serenity that you're looking for, you have to put more of these toxins into your body. And it gets to the point where you just either turn to a gun or something else. And it really, we can't have that in our society anymore. We just can't. And it's mind-blowing. It really is. So guys and girls alike, I guess my dog is in trouble because now my dog's in here and he's got his nose underneath the door. Like, what did I do?
I mean, your dog's cute, but I still think the dog's those size and you call it a dog. I still think it's like a rat with good PR.
No, he's a rat that's been through an extruder and he's got an amazing PR. Amazing public relations. I mean, my dog could run as a member of the Democrat Party and win. I mean, he's all of about six inches off the ground. He looks like a dog. He identifies as a dog. You put a leash on him and he walks out front like a dog. He's very alpha. But on a good day, he looks like a boot brush that's been pushed through an extruder. Because he's got that elongated dachshund, body with the Jack Terrier hair. And I'm just like, bro.
Well, I guess that's the end of the episode because we're just going to end up repeating ourselves and everything.
Yeah. But seriously.
But I do have something to annoy you again.
Okay.
How do you kill an orphan?
How?
You have them clap until their parents come home.
I've heard that one.
Have you really?
Why don't orphans like to play baseball? Or why can't orphans play baseball?
Okay, why?
Because they don't know where home is.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Yeah. Hold on. Colin, you want to put on the headphones and tell the joke? You said you had a joke. Get over here. Come on.
I don't remember it.
Oh, you better hurry up. Oh, okay. So I'm going to give my headphones and the microphone to Colin.
Okay, one more before I forget.
Well, okay. All right. Go ahead. Because he can't hear you right now.
Yeah. What's the difference between a blonde and a mosquito?
Oh, a blonde eventually stops sucking when you slap it.
No, the mosquito stops sucking when you slap it.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I had it backwards.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Here. Get over here. There you go. Talk into the microphone. You don't have to yell into it. Get into the camera. Lean over and get in front of the camera.
I got fired from the library last week.
Okay, how did you get fired?
I put women's rights in the fantasy section.
That is dark. That's dark.
Oh, that's so great. That's good to end on.
That's my offspring, y'all. I'm just.
That is really good to end on. Oh my god, that's good. I gotta remember that one.
Damn.
I gotta remember that one.
Oh, that one took all the air out of the episode.
Yeah.
All right. I'm Johnny Skelton.
I'm David Dickerman. Thank you for watching. What the hell?
Thanks for watching. What the hell? See what we did there. We're talking over each other.
Yeah.
Y'all keep it classy, San Diego. We will see you tomorrow night or Tuesday with our nerd sports.
Yep. Later, geek people.